Taylor Williams, one of the central figures in the latest season of Love Island USA, found himself at the heart of viewer controversy after he was accused of leading on fellow contestant Olandria Carthen before ultimately coupling up with Clark Caraway. From the moment Taylor entered the villa, he showed an interest in building genuine connections, but many fans believe his journey with Olandria took a misleading turn, one that played out over several episodes and culminated in a dramatic recoupling that sparked online outrage and intense debates. Initially, Taylor and Olandria seemed to be a promising pair. Their early conversations hinted at potential romantic chemistry, and when they coupled up, viewers saw glimmers of sweetness and vulnerability between them. However, as the days passed, subtle signs began to surface suggesting that Taylor was emotionally checked out, even if he wasn't ready to admit it outright. In several candid moments, he opened up about his reservations regarding their physical connection. Though respectful in his wording, he shared with other islanders that he didn't feel the spark he was hoping for with Olandria, an admission that, while honest, would later fuel criticism. Fans were particularly upset over how long Taylor maintained the connection without making his doubts fully clear to Olandria. To them, it felt like he was buying time or keeping her as a backup until someone else arrived. These feelings intensified when Clark Caraway entered the villa. Clark, with her confident energy and natural chemistry with Taylor, quickly caught his attention. Their conversations flowed more freely, the flirting came effortlessly, and a physical attraction was immediately apparent. For Taylor, this was a contrast he couldn't ignore. However, rather than breaking things off with Olandria decisively, he continued to tread water in their relationship, leading her and fans to believe he was still invested. Olandria, for her part, remained open-hearted and hopeful. She expressed confusion and emotional vulnerability in conversations with Taylor, asking him directly whether he was still feeling their bond. One particularly difficult moment involved her trying to initiate physical affection and wondering aloud why there seemed to be a wall between them. Taylor, caught between honesty and diplomacy, struggled to explain his growing distance without hurting her. These interactions struck a chord with viewers, many of whom empathized with Olandria and felt she was being unfairly strung along. The tipping point came during the explosive Casa Amore recoupling. Taylor returned with Clark, leaving Olandria blindsided and heartbroken. She had stayed loyal to him, believing their connection was worth fighting for, only to be met with what felt like a betrayal. Their post-recoupling confrontation was tense and emotional. Olandria called Taylor out for not being upfront, telling him that he should have stood on business instead of hiding behind uncertainty. Her fiery words earned her praise from fans who admired her strength and honesty, while Taylor was met with sharp criticism on social media. In the aftermath of the recoupling, the backlash against Taylor was swift and brutal. Viewers took to Twitter and Instagram to voice their frustration, calling him everything from a gaslighter to a manipulator. Hashtags like #JusticeForOlandria and #TaylorExposed began trending among the Love Island fandom. Even celebrity fans of the show chimed in, with some calling his behavior emotionally immature and others pointing out how common it is for reality TV men to lead women on while waiting for something better to come along. Discussions also sparked around the broader issue of emotional labor in dating and the pressure women face to stay composed while being mistreated. Taylor, aware of the criticism, chose to speak out in an attempt to clear the air. In a post-show interview, he firmly denied the accusations of manipulation. According to him, he never intended to mislead Olandria. He insisted that he had genuine feelings early on but simply realized over time that the romantic chemistry wasn't there. He emphasized that breaking things off too early could have come across as dismissive or abrupt, and he was trying to give the connection a fair chance before making a decision. "I didn't want to hurt her," he said, "and I didn't want to make it seem like I was ditching her for the first new girl who walked in." Taylor also pushed back against the idea that he had premeditated his coupling with Clark. From his perspective, their bond developed organically, and it wasn't about choosing one person over another, it was about following what felt right. Clark echoed this sentiment in her own interviews, saying that while the situation was messy, the connection she shared with Taylor was authentic and unforced. She maintained that Taylor had been respectful in navigating the villa's complicated dynamics, and that they both took their time to explore their feelings without hurting others intentionally. Still, many fans remained unconvinced. Some argued that Taylor's timing was too convenient and that his emotional detachment from Olandria should have been communicated earlier. Others accused him of using emotional ambiguity as a strategy to avoid confrontation or consequences. Meanwhile, Olandria, though initially shaken, regained her composure and chose to exit the villa with dignity when eliminated shortly after. Her grace under pressure won her a wave of support, with fans calling her the real winner of the season. Interestingly, the drama didn't end there. In a surprise twist, producers brought Olandria back into the spotlight by pairing her with another single islander, Nick, and sending them on a romantic date. Their chemistry sparked new speculation. Was this redemption for Olandria, or a manufactured storyline to placate angry fans? Regardless, Olandria and Nick gave it a shot, returning to the villa as a couple and shifting the narrative once again. Despite his controversial decisions, Taylor managed to leave the show on his own terms. He and Clark eventually left the villa together, and in post-show interviews, they appeared genuinely invested in continuing their relationship outside the show. Taylor seemed more at ease, cracking jokes and talking about life beyond the cameras, and Clark revealed that they were planning to take things slowly while getting to know each other in a more normal setting. Ultimately, Taylor's experience on Love Island USA highlights the complexities of dating in the public eye. His story isn't a clear-cut case of right or wrong, it's a blend of human error, conflicting emotions, and the blurred lines of reality television. While some fans believe he mishandled the situation with Olandria, others see him as a guy who tried to be honest but fumbled the delivery. What's undeniable is that his storyline struck a chord and provoked some of the most passionate conversations of the season. As for Olandria, she walked away with her head held high, winning respect for her self-respect and resilience. Whether or not her relationship with Nick lasts, she left a lasting impression on fans who felt she deserved more than what she got. Meanwhile, Taylor's attempt to reclaim his narrative continues to play out in the court of public opinion, where fans are still debating whether he was misunderstood, or just another heartbreaker hiding behind a smile.